sure if there's
not a great
that
deal
much damage.
Very little damage. You see a little damage to the left front of Dowsett's car.
Let's take a look.
There's Dowsett on the inside in the 11. You got a little bit sideways there. And then there was contact. The 34 William Mullins was trying to give him some extra room and ended up bouncing off of the 11. The 83 had a little bit of help from behind, turned him around. Could have been a lot worse, Kevin.
And we had a big one on the second lap last year, so we dodged that one.
I'm not sure that Dowsett didn't have some sort of an issue because he got all 4 tires down below the double yellow line. He may have had some sort of an issue.
Or he thought that something bad was about to happen and I want to get out of the way. And for all the guys in the back, that's what they just said. I want to avoid that problem that's going to.
In solid second position right now. Here's Terrio on the inside in the 52 car. Oh, trouble.
Oh, and a big hit that Thompson took. Multiple incidents on this one. LeBeau, and on fire, that's Baccarella.
AJ Fike, the 27 car, also with fire trailing. There's the Gree car right there of Gus Dean.
Ray Cicerelli also involved. Great story. Qualified 7th yesterday in his 9th start. Didn't have a crew, had to hire one last night.
Michael Lira into the outside wall. Looked like the 66 of Mark Thompson got a bit of a bump from that white and red car.
And then Lira came by and collected Thompson again. And then Baccarella and LeBeau in front. Once one thing happens, it's everyone reacting, trying to be evasive.
And they're running so tight there, especially right after a restart. We were double file for 12, 15 rows.
Let's watch the top of the screen.
Pit road, many teams gas only.
In a good race off pit row between the 78 and the 18, and it looked like Weatherman got out in front of Tifts. And the team called it, and Quinn Houff called it himself. Tough pit stops for his first live pit stop as we take a look back at what happened to Dowsett.
I think the right rear tire went down on Dowsett's car. You can see it's down already right there. That thing really snapped around pretty quick. Probably had something to do with the damage from that earlier incident early in the race.
And let's go back to the Houff pit stop. That's one of the toughest things for young drivers to get used to. In the black 22. And
trouble.
There we have a big one in the back.
Michael Self is involved, as well as Thomas Prater. There's Andy Seiss. Quinn Houff right there, the 98, also involved. Leilani with damage.
Ed Pompa.
See, there's Leilani. You see the green car. Leilani gets a little bit of a bump from Bola Mastis, it looked like. That turned her into the outside, into Thomas Prater. You can see Terry Jones obviously in front here. And again, it all depends. You see the caution lights flashing, so it will be Terry Jones, our leader, when we restart this race.
So 7 and
Get that out. Oh, contact.
And hard into the wall. And it looks like the 33 of Fontaine is
on his
on
side.
His lid now.
See Bobby Gerhardt also involved.
Gerhardt in the 5. And we are under caution with 5 to go at Daytona.
Looked like there might have been some contact there, and that got the 58 of Clint King, I think, into Justin Fontaine's 33 car. Cody Robaugh, Bobby Gerhardt came along with absolutely nowhere to go. You see Derek Lancaster gets into the outside wall right in front of them.
And Justin Fontaine took a big head-on hits.
See right side of your screen, look at the green car. They're just in there pushing and shoving, drafting. Looked like it really got into the 7 of Cody Robaugh, and that got him into Justin Fontaine. But again, nothing these drivers could do. They're just along for the ride right here.
When they're running this close, it's one thing when you're going down the backstretch in a straight line. How difficult is that to do when you're all hooked up nose to tail and coming through that little kink in the trioval?
There's a 55, Noah Gregson, his on board. Watch out to his left side of his window. You see the green car get a little bit of a bump. He gets into 7, and that puts the 7 up into the outside line where he makes contact. It's very difficult, though, Kevin, in answer to your question, because these cars jump around at best, and you've got somebody just inches away from you, both front, back, and on your side.
Cars are going away a little bit. Is it easier to run up high?
Oh,
no.
trouble! One car slides to the inside. It's Johnson for the second time, and that
just snapped around.
will likely put him out of this race for the 6th straight year.
Oh yeah, that's.
You got to think now that all the Hendrick teams are looking at this.
No kidding.
This has got me nervous. He's probably got a lot of wheel in it.
Just steps out.
Yeah,
it's just all by itself.
And you know, when you've got your teammate outside of you, the last guy you want to get into is your teammate. So you could tell he was really trying to keep it off the 24 of Chase Elliott, and the round it came.
But listen, guys, everything's happening off turn 4. Everything seems to happen off that turn for some reason.
And right in that transition as
Let's
well.
look at this from the Goodyear blimp. Down on the inside, second car from the back.
He's right back here. I mean, he's up on the straightaway almost when that car comes around.
But it's a lot like what Junior said. He was so far back in the pack. There's just very little air to put downforce on that car. And so any amount of wheel coming over that transition, the back just comes right around.
Right here. You're coming out of the corner onto the flat.
Another thing to think about too, Jeff, is that being on the inside, is he not only lacking a lot of side force that he actually depends on.
Occasionally, it's always interesting to me. He talks about that bubble of air. If you're in the bubble.
Oh, trouble, turn 4.
Oh, no.
One car hard in the wall, Kurt Busch.
Oh, no.
Kurt looked like he might have been turned. That thing just went straight on into the outside wall.
There goes Suarez down pit road. Not sure what happened there. We'll have to take a look at it. Wiped him out.
48 got into him. 48 got loose and clipped him in the right rear, just turned him into the wall.
And the window net is down. That's his signal that he is okay.
There's a 48 right back here to see where he does. There's a 41 on the bottom.
Oh, yeah, look at it step out.
Yeah, wow, big time.
Straightened Jimmy out. He kept going, but unfortunately it was at the expense of the 41 of Kurt Busch.
Did you see that 48 car, though? He was going to spin out.
I think he was definitely going to spin out.
Nice job by Austin Dillon to miss Kurt Busch.
We know the one car doesn't have tires.
Trouble, turn 3.
Yep.
One car up in the wall.
I think it's Truex. So he made there was a late move there going into turn 3, and there was contact.
Like Busher, did he get into that?
He was involved. As the caution waves yet again.
They were just so bottled up right there, and they were, I mean, the one car and the 70, a whole bunch were just banging and pushing on each other pretty hard.
But as Harvick made that move, he got to the inside and started, getting the momentum of the other car going backwards. It looked like Truex just tried to go in there and follow him.
Let's see what happens here, boys.
Now this is from the Goodyear blimp. Martin Truex, the red car right in the middle. Yep.
Oh, right in the middle. That's where I thought. Too many red cars. So you see him. You see the one up here, McMurray. He's wobbling around. Here's the 4 of Harvick behind him. Harvick goes to the bottom.
Truex comes down
Across the nose.
He just wasn't clear of the 42.
Yeah. But that's where the action was. I mean, there was some movement right there that was a little bit suspicious to me.
And he catches Busher. Right edge of your screen.
Truex tries to follow Harvick through there, and it just wasn't quite enough room.
Just by a couple inches, but that's all it takes at that point in the corner.
Clipped that 37 as he went by.
Let's ride with Kyle Larson.
Yeah, Truex has seen the one car holding everybody up as far as backing up to the field. He didn't want no part of that. He wanted to get down, follow that 4 car, and that's the risk you got to take.
And Larson, you know, he was in a good position.
Watch the 11, Denny Hamlin at the front.
And going down in turn 1 here, and here comes the 2. He just cuts there and got that momentum going down the hill. A little late on the 11, closing the door.
And 11 just gets behind on the wheel here.
Yep.
No other hard contact after that. All those guys did a great job.
And great heads-up move by Logano, knowing to go wide and get by him on the outside.
Logano straightened it up, but then collected Austin Dillon.
Little contact between him and 3.
Around.
Yeah, he went around again.
But kept going. Let's ride with Kevin Harvick.
Through middle 3. Check in front of you. Keep digging, clear up, get up, all the way up.
Whoa.
Middle now.
That's so close.
Keep digging.
That'll take your breath.
Keep digging, no yellow.
And Joey Logano, in his 9th start, wins his first Clash. He becomes the 22nd.
Meanwhile, Jimmy Johnson's saying, but I think we can get a better starting spot, so let's try.
Well, let's explain this rule. NASCAR this year implemented this new procedure because cars that went to the garage and lost a lot of laps getting pieced back together would come back out on track, but none of them ever finished higher than 35th in an actual point race.
Yeah, it's a little wad right here. These guys in the 38 runs up there behind the 21. I think he clips the left rear or the right rear of the 48 and turns him into the 21. David Reagan at 38 car.
And Mike, to follow up on what you're saying, I've even seen before, I know I've been in a situation where they patched my car up and I didn't feel real comfortable being out there. No. And we've seen cars have failures, maybe another cut tire because they didn't really fix it. Or maybe there was something that was damaged that you couldn't see because they did it so quick to get back out there. And not only do they damage their car, maybe cause injury to their own driver, but take other innocent victims out as well on the track.
And Mike, when you go in the garage on Sunday morning, the crash carts and the stuff they would set up in the garage to repair cars, I mean, they could almost put a snout on a car. They had so much equipment down there.
So the new rule says you're allowed 5 minutes from the time you enter pit road to the time you exit pit road to make repairs. You can do it in 1 or multiple stops, but it's a cumulative total of 5 minutes you're allowed.
Trouble, 55's around.
Oh, Reed Sorensen head on into the infield retaining wall, and that's Corey LaJoie slipping past. He may have gotten into the back of Reed Sorensen as they battled for position.
That was weird. You know, just Corey got a big push, maybe from Kyle Busch behind.
Oh, man, that's a hit.
But what I love about what I'm seeing there, I know that's a heavy impact, but look at that new wall that Daytona Speedway has put in with a safer barrier. Much different angle than what Kyle Busch hit that wall with, and that's because of the improvements they've made.
Watch the 83 get a little, did he get a little loose here? Maybe not. He looked for the inside.
Yeah, the 55 fell back a little bit. He got a big run, and he went to go to the inside. The 83 did of Corey LaJoie, and unfortunately just made contact in the left rear. It doesn't take much.
Right through this trouble, Mike. Your car is so free through here. If you just touch it, you can spin it out.
In real time.
Whoa. Oh.
Closing outside lane. Oh! Contact and into the wall.
Hang on to it here, man. Hold the brake.
Oh, the 19 of Austin Cindric hard into the wall.
Looked like Chase Briscoe got into the back of the 18 of Noah Gragson.
Wow. A lot of damage.
We also talked stage racing.
Youth versus experience.
Right there, just an awkward push from the 29 truck of Briscoe into Gragson, and these guys scatter from there.
The track gets blocked.
You hit that grass over there, it tears the nose off the truck. Look at that wreck. They're still wrecking laid into it.
Down in the grass.
At that point, it becomes like a spider web just catching trucks.
Look, it was just a situation where it looked like Gragson went up, and Briscoe was on him, and they made contact.
Yeah, the 7 of Brett Moffitt had that outside line. It was a little bit seized up there, so we talk about how the fact you can't hardly see through these trucks very well. He was slow, and Looked like Chase just got in the
here for the guy that wins his stage. Oh, and they're going to crash.
Bell and Moffitt contact, and the caution is out. And for the second year in a row, Christopher Bell involved. Watch the 23 of Spencer Gallagher. Like he might have just got into the back end of that 7 truck.
He
just
got out
enough.
He got out to the right side of the bumper, Vince, and I think that's what turned Brett Moffitt around.
Luckily, no more than just a couple involved. You can see right there.
Maybe that's why Matt Crafton dove out of that pack with a couple laps to
on exit, and that's what they did. Oh, there it goes.
Contact between Peters and Bell. Can Bell gather it in? Definitely some contact. And the 5 of Corbin Forrester through the grass tears up the front end of that.
A lot of damage to Bell's truck. I don't know that he was trying to pit or not, Phil, but he got.
I don't think he was. I think he just had a little bit of help.
Got real low. One of them.
Watch the replay here. The Timothy Peters in that white truck.
He got a little bit sideways, I think, Mikey.
Yeah, just loose. And Peters just does an amazing job of avoiding this accident. And then Corbin Forrester would just really know where to go.
Yeah. Look at all the damage the grass did to the 5 of Forrester's truck.
Right along with Christopher Bell. Second time he's had an issue in that spot tonight.
I'm Matt Crafton with my experience, and Timothy Peters behind me.
Oh, John Hunter Nemechek is around.
No caution yet. There's the caution.
And the caution is out. You see all the damage that Nemechek has suffered throughout the course of the night already.
Well, here's the big question. We've seen teammates work together all night long. The leader of that end.
There's John Hunter. Just gets a little bit loose coming off the corner. It gets away from him. His dad, Joe, did an amazing job to avoid him.
And that's right there where we talked about. Exiting the corner from the bank to the flat right there. Loose.
Just when it flattens out, that rear goes around. Keeps it out of the outside wall. But remember that we had a restart early in the race when GMS did that. But Christopher Bell from the outside got such a good push, they got it in between GMS trucks.
That's the third time that John Hunter Nemechek has gone around today. Didn't actually hit anything on that particular spin. Was running 12th at the time. Watch it from
middle of 3. You're middle of 3. Come on, 13. You got a guy coming to you. Not over. Keep digging.
They're crashing. Rhodes into Crafton.
Keep digging. Damn.
Crafton up and over.
And Kaz Gralla looks to me like will win this race.
Huge crash at the end on the final lap. And Kaz Gralla, the youngest driver
in the corners when the trouble happened. It just was a very aggressive push.
Yeah, it looked like Grant Enfinger was trying to help. Ooh, look at Matt Crafton up and over.
There's Johnny Sauter up in the middle of the mess. Grant Enfinger was pushing right there when the track flattens out. Around goes the 27, catches Crafton, who thought he was home free.
Exactly in that spot where you said you didn't want to be pushed, where the track changes a little bit of that elevation.
It's nearly impossible to do it cleanly, and this is just way too much right here. Enfinger would have been much better off just to tap his partner, tap his buddy past Crafton, but he got too aggressive. It's the last lap. You understand that. But look at the impact by Timothy Peters. And look at Gralla just sneaking through that hole.
Right through the middle. And how about Austin Wayne Self right behind him? Chase Briscoe as well as Crafton goes up and over. Wow.
30-some hundred pounds of race vehicle just floating around like a feather. That tells you how fast these guys are going and how crazy things get at the end. He's still not on the ground.
Watch it all from the 24 of Scott Lagasse.
Leap bumping, stacking. Keep rolling outside, bottom three, close the door on the bottom. Get down. A-truck, watch it spin, keep rolling, watch it spin, get through it.
How crazy was that view of Crafton over there? We're going to see that again. Now look, he comes out.
Working back all the way back. Still 3 with help. Wrecking. Hang on to
Timothy never even had time to back off, guys.
Have one of the best restrictor plate racers up front. Let's see what happened to the 44 here.
Oh,
Is that a sign of what's to come, Kevin? Loose race cars? Because Benny just got sideways up in the corner and then overcorrected and into the outside wall he went.
Happened to Hightower coming off of turn 4.
If you're going to get loose, Kevin, you know this. It's going to be exiting 4. That track flattens out in a hurry and around he went. I don't know if he got a little help or not, but that's certainly a really tough place to drive when you're on worn out tires.
Yeah, we don't have a real good view of how it started, but
behind Elliott, he decided he needed to be on the bottom. That's a Chevrolet teammate. I mean, not a company teammate.
Oh, we got trouble. Tyler Reddick in the 42. That's Ryan Reed. Garrett Smithley through the grass. Spencer Gallagher gets a piece of it.
Oh, and they're still wrecking. William Byron. Kevin, you said it. You talk about mistakes on pit road, and look where that put Byron.
Yeah, you have to do everything.
Watch the 42.
Off of the bumper. Of the 24 of Scott Lagasse, it looked like. And then they just kept wrecking at him.
Third caution of the day at Daytona. I'm going to put the red flag out. 5 laps to go in stage 1 here at the World Center of Racing. At minimum speed, so their 5-minute clock is gone. Good news for them, and what a hard hit. Brandon Jones nose first into the outside wall.
Oh, man. That's a shame. Look at the cars. Brad Keselowski sneaks through again. Ryan Sieg's going to make it. But Brandon Jones, Daniel Suarez, Bubba Wallace. Look at Algire's car.
I'm going to tell you what, guys. That was...
Oh, Hemrick slides up the track, gets into Allgaier.
Jones hit it once. Rebounded, got hit again, and turned once more. Exact same location into the wall.
Michael, I don't know if he got loose right there, if he was going up to get a side draft, or what really happened to the 21 right there to cause him to go up the track.
And possibly could he have hit some of that speedy dry maybe, and it made him just change lanes all so slightly. But you can see he's heading in the wrong direction when they come into turn 3.
I've been here before, and you go in there and you feel like you can't turn the wheel. You've been into turn 3 a lot where you feel like you can't turn the wheel, and it looks like it might be a similar situation to that, but he just goes.
I need some regular season points. I'm going to the front. Oh, no.
Crash. Brennan Poole.
Yeah, they're wrecking behind you. Do not lift yet. Do not lift, okay? Back her down, brother. It'll be 1 to go.
Brad Keselowski got into the back of Brennan Poole in the bump draft, and it went wrong.
The end of a stage. Here's what brought out the caution.
Bam. With the experience of Brad Keselowski, Kevin, did you see anything there that makes you think that wasn't just typical bumpers not matching up, bump drafting that went wrong?
Stagnant front by a half. Right lane solid. +1 in front.
See how it was just a little bit off center? You know, with these cars, you have to have them dead center. And it was just
40 laps to go.
Oh,
there's one breaking free. Matt Tifft in the 19. He kissed it a little bit. Caution is out. 8th one of the day.
He just blew it.
Nice job keeping it off the wall. Fired up and roll there if you can.
Left rear tire
is down.
Have to get to the pits. Wow, how about that? Right in his lap. Get in the pits and maybe try to put some tape on that.
And as soon as he gets there, it'll almost become dead air.
Oh, there it is. The best car we thought all day long in a bump drafting mistake just went into the wall.
Number of big cars taken out in what is our 3rd big crash of the afternoon. And among them, the Dominator, Elliott Sadler, who had led 40 laps.
Your flag, it just gets worse and worse. Austin Dillon approaching the 1, gives him a little bump, knocks him out of whack.
Even when these cars are square, they're just so light in the back that everything has to be absolutely perfect or it causes another big wreck.
You know who this caution is big for? William Byron, who didn't pit under that last caution, took the wave around. He was not going to be good on fuel. Now he will be, and right now he scored in the top 10.
Just that easy to take the most dominant car of the day and crunch it up. And look at William Byron. You talked about him. Adam. He's off-roading through the grass. I don't think he hit anything. I don't know what his splitter, what kind of shape his splitter will be in, but he narrowly avoided that wreck.
So unfortunate for Elliott Sadler. You see Joey Gase, Ray Black Jr., Ryan Sieg,
Ryan Reed
just mowing the grass down that back straightaway.
Here at Smithley.
Wow. Just happens so fast.
Very, very tough situation for Elliott Sadler, Matt.
That 88 is stout.
But back behind him,
oh, there they go.
Interesting. Ray Black Jr. around.
Ring behind you. Caution's out. Keep rolling forward.
William Byron around.
Caution is out. 10th one of the day.
Not a lot of damage to that 9 car. He's been down in the grass before.
Well, I can tell you the grass has gotten a workout down the backstretch. And they will be ready to have the grass.
3 wide as they come through the tri-oval behind him. Reed looking for the checkers. He's going to get it. Second career victory at Daytona. And they're crashing as they come across the start-finish line.
It's over. Oh my God! That is
Through the first stage and almost a collision.
Crash.
And hard into the wall goes Corey LaJoie. LaJoie misjudged his speed entering pit road, locked it up, spun to the outside to the wall, and we're under caution.
Another rookie. Another rookie mistake.
The Stewart-Haas team had pitted prior to LaJoie coming in, so you saw Kevin Harvick finish up, and there goes Kurt Busch, 100.
22 worked out too.
There's the green and white car. There's LaJoie toward the back of the field.
He just misjudges the speed here. He doesn't get it well down enough. But he tries to avoid Clint Boyer, which Clint's thankful of, but unfortunately it loads over in the left rear and he just can't keep it under control. Noses into the outside wall.
Just way too much speed.
All green flag stops.
Whoa, Kyle Busch is around. Big wreck.
Wow. There's
Dale Jr. got involved.
Oh, Junior's in it, and Matt Kent's is.
And Ty Dillon and Eric Jones are all piled up in turn 3.
What the heck happened?
The 18 just turned around.
Try to repair it.
All right, let's see what we got.
There's Kyle Busch.
All by himself.
Boy.
Oh, it just turned. I mean, that has to be a tire. There's no way that car just jumped around like that without something happening to it. I mean, he just lost. That thing just went sideways.
They were working their way through some slower traffic right here. I can't imagine that there was an aero situation there, but
something cut that
it
tire.
Definitely
did
turned
he
around
contact? Did he make contact with that car he was passing?
It's a good question.
I didn't see any, but we can look at it again.
I mean,
he's just right there. He's all by himself. Now watch. All of a sudden, that car goes around like a left rear tire maybe went down.
Before that, he and Michael McDowell were pretty close together on the racetrack.
Junior almost go up on 2 wheels.
As they get the end of the back straightaway.
I mean, do they think it's 10 to go?
Trouble. Here we go. Here we go.
48.
Jimmy Johnson got turned, and they pile up behind him.
14, 48. I mean, the whole crowd. There's the 10.
Wow.
Lord have mercy. There you go.
5th caution flag of the day. 7-time series champ Johnson. Clint Boyer is in it. Hamlin. Now watch Jimmy Johnson outside, 2nd row.
Oh, they got 4 wide. What happened was the 1 car, he snuck to the outside of the 48 getting into turn 3, and the 6 tried to go to the inside. Just not enough room to make it 4 wide right there.
And Mike, I know you won't. The cars are the most difficult to hang on to at the end of that back straightaway. They're light right there. Any touch, any move can spin you out.
I got you. I've not only seen this, I've been a part of this. Jamie McMurray pulls this move a lot. He sticks his nose just right there on your right rear quarter panel, nudges his way in there, and makes some great moves, but it is very aggressive.
You know, the strategy hasn't always worked in the 24's favor today, but it seems that maybe it swung his way at this point. And
trouble,
big one,
turn
Mike.
4. 3 cars spin down to the inside, trying to save it and stay off the wall. And Stenhouse, Bain cannot. They impact the inside wall coming off 4. And Elliott Sadler, the 3rd car spinning with them.
Blaney got in it too. 3 Fords there got wiped out. You just see them racing like they're racing right now. It's just.
Was Blaney coming to pit road there?
It almost looked like it because he looked like he was trying to drop down.
Maybe had to avoid him.
It looked like the 21 was definitely dropping down.
He was slowing.
Yeah. Yeah, look at him. It's either he's out of control.
He either got loose coming off of turn 4, or he was headed to pit road. Either way, they had to. The 7 of Elliott Sadler had to avoid him. That made contact with the 17, the 6.
Let's watch in the back straightaway and see if Ryan Perez to the inside along with Newman. Cars piling up to the outside and all the way across the track.
Was that?
They're still wrecking.
Oh, McMurray's involved. It almost looked like the rear bumper of possibly Chase Elliott had got turned into somebody. But
Ty Dillon
straight.
What a mess. Good grief.
Landon Castle. Brad
in front of him.
Oh, he tries to go to the inside, make it 3 wide.
Yeah.
Gets to the left rear bumper of the 24 of Chase Elliott, turns him down into, I think that's Michael McDowell, and that just starts a chain reaction. Boy, McMurray's just super aggressive. I don't think those Hendrick teammates are going to be real happy with him.
Wow.
Oh, goodness. This is amazing.
Right.
This is amazing.
McMurray into the back of, Chase Elliott.
Yeah.
So
McMurray's going to try to go 3 wide, and there isn't any room.
Guys, one of the things that happens when you're pushing somebody, you're in control of their car. And what that does is create an opportunity for you to jump inside or outside of them. And it works sometimes, but man, is it risky. You never know if you're going to be able to get inside or if they're going to block you. And that's exactly what happened. He kind of got Chase a little bit out of shape. He went to go inside there, and Chase, I don't think he had anything he could do. It just almost turned him.
Well, when the
cars come shooting across to the inside of the track, watch this 31 of Newman do a whole lot of agricultural racing right here. Wow.
Like snow plows.
Jeffrey Earnhardt.
Oh,
trouble again.
Trouble again.
Here we go.
And across comes the 23, Joey Gase. Big slide. And that splitter digs in when it gets to the grass. Brendan Gaughan is involved. And we're back under caution for
like
the
a very
8th time.
Similar thing where somebody was bump drafted and looked like it just didn't get squared up on his rear bumper and turned him into the outside wall.
Jeff, you know this. When the cars are in the corners, they got side force and they got down force, and they're sucked down to the track in the banking. Down that back straightaway, the back of that car is as light as a feather.
Watch the 23 left of your screen.
It's like Chase Elliott. Oh, you know what's going to happen? He's going to get to his outside, and maybe he's not going to know he's there. He's going to come up. Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
You can see Chase tried to back out the last second. He realized that he was going to come up, just not quite soon enough, and turns the 23 into the outside wall.
And after that, car won't steer.
Nope, left front's all caved in.
Yeah, he just had no idea that Chase Elliott had a big run on the outside.
Trying to lock it down, but scrubbing off speed is difficult until you get there.
That'll slow you down.